So you know, if I've got a random plastic bag full of stuff, it's time for a toy haul video. This week, we were at Destination Toys in Jacksonville, Illinois, and I picked up a few loose G.I. Joes while I was there. And when I mean loose, they were quite loose. But it was one of those things, I have so many things in my collection already that it was more like, let's find some new fun things we can grab. So I got 3 characters when I was there. First off is one that back in the day, I couldn't bring myself to get him because I just thought he looked so silly, especially when his hat came off, and that is Raptor. Yes, Raptor here. First off, I got his headpiece needs to be glued back on, so there is that issue. And yeah, he does have a little cut in his thing, so his arms don't quite go in there. But since I didn't have him, and he's corny as heck, I figured why not. And yes, I do have his extra little buddy here, his little falcon with him as well to kind of play along, though I don't have the thing to attach on. Like I said, I grabbed some loose characters. What am I going to do? But I figured, you know what? For what I was paying, who cares? Let's have some fun with this. So I grabbed this one. That was kind of nice to get. So one I didn't have, and it was funny because Raptor, I wasn't really thinking of ever getting this one, literally ever. But then the classified one came out. He does look kind of silly, but in my collection of weight loss videos for toys to open up, he's in one of those boxes. So eventually I had to have the Real American Hero one to go up against, you know, the classified one. So that was the first one we got here, Raptor, with that. Now the next one we got from our Cobra La days, 20 bucks for a Royal Guard. And I'll be honest with you, Cobra La is when I kind of checked out back in the day. You know, Nemesis Immortal or the Nemesis Enforcer, whatever you want to call him, whatever they want to call him today. You know, he was kind of like the end for me. I was like, all right, time for me to move on with my life, find video games and girls and stuff like that. But I always kind of was like, oh, those were kind of cool. But I will say, looking at him, that guy is pretty cool. Now, obviously, when they went the Cobra La route, it went totally off the wall in terms of anything realistic. You know, with the Spores and Once a Man Cobra Commander and all those things. But they did have some cool figures, and I think this is one of the cooler ones, in my opinion, out there. I mean, the weapons are a little insane. Like, the gun still kind of reminds me of the G.I. Joe thing, but if I show you the axe that goes with him, now we're just getting silly. But you know what? It was silly fun. I was in there. The owners there were really nice. I've been there a few times over the years, and they've always been fun to talk to. Tell me about how they run the business, how things are going on. You know, people just show up with their cars like, hey, would you buy some toys? It's like sometimes we find really cool stuff. A lot of times we don't find much, but we're always happy for people to come by. So that was really cool. But this is one that someone dropped off, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. So I add him to the collection. And the number three was one that I need to get a full one of this. I never had this one. This is one of the ones when you look back, you're like, dude, that was a freaky character, but freaky cool, and I can't wait for this one to come out in classified, because honestly, I think this would be a great classified, and that is the Hydro Viper. Yes, hold on, let me get him out here. So when you see him, you're like, oh, it's from the Everything's Purple and Aqua phase. You know, Charlotte Hornets were the best glit jacket in the world, but this you see like this, you notice he's got a webbed hand, which is kind of cool, and then he's got a normal hand to hold whatever weapons he would have. But what I always thought was cool is, check this out. The helmet, it's a mask. Look how cool that is. That mask is like awesome. Like right there, I'm like, dude, I have to have this. Like that's what I'm looking for. Like having seen the slice and dice stuff and what's coming up for that, I'm like, yo, I can't wait for this. Now, he's got his pack on the back. Now, obviously, I got these loose, so they don't have all the bells and whistles with them. But this one did have the flippers, and for me, it was important to have the mask. Like that, for me, is the big selling point. So I had that there. But yeah, quick, cheap little pickup, you know, and now I've got the basic thing here. I have an extra harpoon gun I can put in there for him. But I thought this was like a really cool one to have, just to have some fun with it. And that's the thing is, like, whenever I go to these stores, whenever I go to these collectible stores, toy stores, I'm going to get something. And I like their good stuff they had, I already had. But I'm like, you know what? I can pick up some of your leftovers. I can pick up some of that thing. So that's why I ended up picking up this Hydro Viper, which I really wanted, actually. And then the silly Raptor, of course, and dun dun dun, the Royal Guard. So which one of these threes do you like? And when you go to the stores, do you feel obligated to buy something, or you just like to look? Because for me, when I go, I want to give back. I want to help, because I know it's really hard for those businesses to stay in business. So if we can help out, whether it's buying from on eBay, because a lot of them are on eBay as well. I've seen them at a convention, because they do conventions, Destination Toys. You might see them when you're in conventions in Central Illinois or around the Midwest. Really fun time. Just grab something, help them out. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool to pick these up. So that was my random Friday drive to go see my dad. I was like, you know what? I'll stop off in Jacksonville and check out Destination Toys. And so this will be my favorite. I love this one. This one, still pretty cool. And this one, Raptor, I gotta admit, he is pretty lame. But I needed him. I didn't have him. And now I have the classified with him too somewhere. We gotta have them both. So, caw-caw, caw-caw. Let us know which one you like. See you later.